Jeff is looking for a second date update with a lady named Andy. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Great to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you. You want to take us from the beginning? Tell us how you met Andy and how that first date went. We'll go from there.
Yeah, well, I just need a little help with this one because I don't know what's going on. I met this woman at the Grail back when the Bengals beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that was obviously an incredible day. We had such a good day, and the vibes were really flowing. We were really having a great time, and we watched the whole second half together. And then before I left that night, I got her number. So I called her the next day, and we've gotten together 3 times since then. And now she just basically disappeared.
Wow.
So
3 times is a lot. What'd you guys do?
We went out to dinner, and we went out to drinks twice. And then she took me out to a Super Bowl party at her friend's house. And that was cool because I got to meet her friends, and I actually thought everything was going really great.
So you got along with all of her friends?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great time until, the game was over. And then it was like, everybody was kind of like depressed after with how that ended. But
Sure.
Still, we all had a really good time up until then, and it still was fun, So we left the party. She wanted me to drop her off at her place, so I did. And I could tell something was up with her, and she said she was just really tired and super bummed that the Bengals had lost. And I didn't really think much of it because, it was late and she had to work the next morning. So I did take her home and we kissed goodnight, and that was the last I've seen or heard from her. So I just kind of don't know what's up, and it'd be nice to know because it seemed like we had something going on, and so
Yeah.
I need your help.
So on the first 2 dates, when you say, after the Super Bowl game, she just wanted to be dropped off, either of the other 2 dates, had you gone inside or, stayed the night? So was it kind of expected on your part that would happen again, or no?
No, I think, both of us are in the mood to kind of take things slow, but we had kissed a little bit, but, I knew that she had to work the next day, and I had to work the next day too. So it was kind of one of those things that it was totally understandable. I could tell that she was bummed, but I thought it was because the Bengals had lost, and it was just maybe she was just tired and stuff after, that was kind of an emotional roller coaster to go through. And I'm like, okay, well, no big deal. But nothing felt really out of place until now, her just total silence.
So how would you compare the kiss you shared on Super Bowl night to your previous dates?
I guess, I don't know, want to give up way too much, but we did make out before, but this time it was just more like a kiss goodnight. It wasn't really passionate. It was just like a, see you later. It just seemed like today was the end of the night. We were just tired.
Right. Got it. Okay. I think we got everything. We're going to take a break here, Jeff. And when we come back, we're going to call Andy and see what's going on. Maybe she's still in mourning.
She might just be sad.
We all are.
Yeah. So we'll do that next. The second date update continues. Jeff met Andy at the Holy Grail while watching the championship game between the Bengals and the Chiefs. After that, they had gone on 3 subsequent dates, drinks a couple times, went out and had dinner, and she took him to a Super Bowl party where he got to meet a bunch of her friends, and that seemed to go great until, of course, as you know, the Bengals lost, and everybody's kind of bummed and sad about that and not in the mood to party anymore. So he took her home, and there was a kiss, but it wasn't nearly as passionate as previous kisses he had had with her. But he figured, hey, we're both tired. The Bengals lost. She's bummed. I get it. And by the way, this is not technically a second date update. We're kind of like on the 4th date if you count the Super Bowl. So we're going to try to call her up on our phone and see if we get better results. You ready, Jeff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Andy.
Yes, who's
There
this?
she is. Hi, Andy. It's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How are you?
Oh, hi.
Life treating you well?
Yeah, it's fine. Why are you calling?
Well, I hope we're not disturbing you. We just wanted to talk about a certain man in your life.
Sure.
See what your feelings were about Jeff.
Jeff.
Now, What happened there? Because according to Jeff, you guys hit it off. I mean, you'd been out a few times. And
Yeah.
And the last time he saw you was at the Super Bowl party. I know the Bengals had lost, and you were kind of bummed about that. But
Oh, really? He noticed that I was bummed. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he noticed. Are you still in mourning? Because he hasn't heard from you since, and he's beginning to wonder what happened to you. It has been weeks.
Oh, my God. Read the room, Jeff. I love the Bengals. I've been a fan my entire life. My whole family is a huge fan. It's like the thing that we've always done together, you know?
Right.
So getting to the Super Bowl was huge, especially after the last few years with the pandemic. We needed a win. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
And when we lost the game, like, I was crying. My friends were crying. We were crushed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jeff was just like, he's just like laughing at us and being like a dick about it. You know, it was just very like, oh, well, there's the Bengals we know, like, oh, blowing it up at the last minute with mistakes and they're idiots and they're terrible. And it's like, people are crying in front of you. Like, shut up for like 2 seconds.
And he's one of those.
Yeah. And like, I get friendly banter.
A little smack talk.
But like, if somebody you care about or, you know, should be starting to care about is crying in front of you and not taking your teasing well, then like notice and stop it.
Read the room.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Read the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was in front of my family and friends too, and they were like, "Wow, you brought this guy, and he's a dick," you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring Jeff into the conversation. Jeff.
Yeah, I'm just saying what everybody in Cincinnati is thinking. You know what I mean? Like, it sucked. We all wanted them to win, but they totally blew it. And that's like what they always do, and we all know this. And I feel like I'm the only one who had the balls to even say it.
No, I disagree. I don't think they blew it. Even if they did, why are you turning on them like that? You were at a party with real fans, and real fans were sad, but we're still proud of our team.
It's kind of like rubbing salt in the wound, Jeff.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to paint everything with like rose-colored glasses, you know? Like, I mean, I'm not going to lie about how I feel about what I saw and the history of that team. And I mean, I'm just not one of those people, you know, the ones that are like all the time looking at everything like it's, you know, the positive side of that. No, I mean, they blew it. I mean, if you're going to love the team, you have to be in for like the long, hard life with them. And
okay,
I mean,
but then shut up. Shut up in the moment when you need to shut up. You can feel whatever you need to feel, but sometimes it's just not your turn to talk. And it was not your turn to talk.
I mean, Jeff, be honest. Are you just not a Bengals fan, or was that just anger from a very frustrated fan?
I think that I'm like years long frustrated with this team.
Long
to
suffering.
the point where, I'm just like pick scabs with the Bengals.
Well,
do
the scabs and the scars run so deep that you can't just appreciate where they got this year?
I totally do. It's just like, but I mean, for it to go down like it went down, I was just kind of like same old. And maybe it's just like not right to laugh at it, but I'm not going to sit there and, I mean, to be honest, I didn't even think they were going to get to the Super Bowl, let alone get a chance to almost win it. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm not going to be all emotional about it in a sad way.
Okay.
Well, and you don't have to be, but you have to recognize that other people around you are having feelings and that you should maybe respect those and be kind about them.
They were sad and you were angry and disgusted, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
It just was so typical to me.
Okay. I'm sure you're not the only one that feels that way.
So we were in Northern California when the Bengals play. I guess that would have been the Titans game. They were down at one point during the game, and evidently, I guess there was either a fan or a former fan from Cincinnati, and they're like, "Oh, there go the Bungles again."
And you're like, "Shut up!
And
Shut up!"
That's when Kristen piped in and said, "Hey, now,
straighten up."
Yeah. So is this irreparable? No chance of a second date? It doesn't sound like he's feeling very contrite.
Yeah, I mean, if he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was hurting your feelings," it'd be one thing, but he's just sort of like, "Screw your feelings." So I think that's not a good sign for things to come.
All right. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, we tried.
Well, I just wanted to know what was up, and now I do. So see you around.
Yep, see you around.
Jeez. That's cold.
Take care, guys. Who Dey?
Who Dey?
Vintage. It's interesting listening to that vintage second date update from, when did we do that? February 15th, 2022, in the context since then and everything that's happened and the promise that now Jake Browning is showing after everything that Joe Burrow has gone through.
It's feeling okay.
Yeah. What time is this game?
It's 1:00 on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, so the NFL plays like a little bit later in the season. They start doing games on Saturdays. And so this is one of those instances where we're doing a 1:00 game on Saturday.
Got it.
Yeah. I heard the weather's going to be really nice. It's going to be like a high of 54. It's going to be a fun day to watch a little football.
Little football.
All right.